And begin lying on our backs with the knees bent. And as you begin to take your breath a little bit longer, I'll invite you to also think of a couple of things that you're grateful for today. As in our yoga practice, we train our bodies to become more flexible and stronger. We also train our breath to become longer and more controlled. But we can also train our minds. And if we have an attitude of gratitude, then when difficulties arise in our circumstances, instead of letting those circumstances bring us down, we can turn our attention to our gratitude, and that can dictate how comfortable we can be and how happy we can choose our lives to be. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug, rock a little bit side to side, and then reach for the pinky toe sides of your feet and open into happy baby pose. And lengthen your tailbone toward the floor, bringing your knees in toward the armpits, and then keep your right leg as it is and extend the left leg out onto the floor. Flex your left toes up toward the ceiling. Half happy baby gets into the hip a little bit deeper. Take a few breaths here as we open up our hips. And then bend your left knee, take your right ankle just above the left knee. Bring your hands through and hold on to your left shin or thigh, coming into thread the needle pose. So again, getting into the hips. Your right knee will probably have a tendency to point in towards your chest. If you can, extend the right knee a little bit forward. And you can stay with that, or going in even deeper, cross the right knee on top of the left knee. Reach for the pinky toe sides of your feet. Hold your feet like handlebars, and draw the knees into the chest, and getting in a little deeper into a hip stretch. As you release it, make your way back into happy baby. And then we'll, in a moment, keep holding the left leg as you extend the right leg out for half happy baby. Again, breathing now into the left hip. Drawing the knee in toward the left armpit. And soften the shoulders, soften the jaw. Now bend your right knee, right sole of the foot onto the floor, left ankle above the right knee, flex the left foot. Bring your hands through, hold your right shin or thigh. Keep flexing the left foot to protect the knee. And again, if the left knee is drifting in toward your chest, see if you can extend it forward so that the ankle and knee are in the same line across. You're welcome to stay with that, or coming into Urdhva Gomukhasana with the left knee on top of the right knee, reaching down, holding the feet and drawing them in toward the chest. And the more you draw your legs in toward your chest, the bigger stretch you will feel. And then just cross at your shins, reach for your feet and roll yourself up. And then walk yourself into downward facing dog. So make sure that your arms are shoulder distance apart and your feet are hips width. And then begin to bend one knee and the other to begin warming up your hamstrings. And you move any way you like. Get into the shoulders, let your head hang down, shake your head lightly. Continuing your Ujjayi breathing. And come way up onto your tiptoes, bend the knees, stretch the chest back toward the thighs. Lengthening your spine. Inhale, float your right leg back and up. As you exhale, look forward and step it all the way up by the right hand. Take your left knee down to the floor. Heart forward. And then inhale, straighten the right leg. Lengthen the spine as you exhale, fold over your straight right leg. Pull the right hip back, send the left hip forward. As you pull the toes back, you'll get into the hamstrings a little deeper into half splits, half Hanumanasana. And inhale, bend the front knee again. Make sure it's over the ankle as you reach up through the arms into Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Pull the right hip back, again send the left hip forward, squeezing your right outer hip in toward the midline. And then if you like, look up toward the hands. If it bothers your neck, then don't. Maybe touch the palms if you like. And release the hands down, tuck the back toes, step to plank. Shift forward about an inch lower all the way down to the floor. You can take your knees down first if you like. Inhale, peel the chest up for a little cobra. Bring the heart forward. Start to pull your hands toward the back of the mat like you're a penguin shooting across the ice. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes, press up and back into down dog, or you can come to the knees and press to down dog. On your next inhale, float your left leg back and up, lift it from the inner thigh so your hips are level. And exhale, look up, step it all the way up by the left hand, and bring the right knee to the floor. Lengthen the spine and then straighten the left leg. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, extend with your spine as long as you can. Pull the toes back to activate the leg and stretch out the hamstring muscles. Try and pull the left hip back and send the right hip forward so the hips stay level. And then inhale, bend the knee. Make sure it's right over the ankle. Draw your low belly in, lengthen the tailbone down as you reach up through the arms. And when you reach up through the arms, if your rib cage is popping out, soften it back in to the front of your body as you lift your back ribs up. Maybe looking up toward the hands, palms can touch. If the shoulders are tight, keep the arms wider. Exhale, take the arms down, tuck the back toes, looking forward as you step to plank. Lower chaturanga, knees can be up or down. Inhale to upward facing dog, thighs and knees off the floor, or stick with cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide, root down into the base of the fingers as you lift the forearms away from the mat. Lift the shoulders up away from the ears. Spin your triceps toward the wall behind you. Look up to your hands, bend the knees, step or float feet to hands. Inhale, make a flat back. Exhale, fold in, shift your hips over the heels. For Uttanasana. Inhale, root down through the feet, reach all the way up, and exhale, bring your hands to the heart. We'll take Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, the arms reach Utthita Hastasana. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold in Uttanasana. Inhale, make a flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Keep the gaze forward as you exhale, step or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, press through the hands and feet, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, lift from the hips, roll over the toes, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So it's hard to roll over the toes for you. It's fine. Just tuck the toes under and then stretch back. As you spin your outer upper arms, the triceps back, spin your biceps forward toward the front wall. Press the thighs back, reach down through the heels and gaze between the knees. Take a breath in, exhale it out. Bend the knees, look up, step or jump feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, root down through the feet, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart, samastitihi, steady balance. Again, inhale, circle the arms out, around, and up. Exhale, fold forward, keep your low belly drawn in and up. Inhale, look up, lengthen your spine, keep the length. Exhale, step or jump back into chaturanga. Inhale, press through the hands and feet, widen your collarbones, open the knot in your heart. Exhale, stretch all the way back into downward facing dog. So your ears are just in line with your arms, your neck is long. Draw the low belly in, pull the ribs in, and spin your inner thighs back slightly like you're squeezing a block between the legs. Stretch back and lengthen the spine, taking the pressure off of the vertebrae. So it feels nice for your back. Look up, step or jump feet to hands. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press down, reach all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, offer your heart halfway up. Exhale, step or float, chaturanga. Inhale, open the front of the body. Exhale, Stretch back, down dog. Try and keep your inhales and your exhales equal in length. Soften the jaw, any tension in the shoulders. Stretching back, look up, bend the knees, step or float, feet to hands, inhale, flat back, exhale. Folding forward, inhale, press down, reach all the way up, lengthen up. Exhale the hands to the heart. Adding on here, inhale, reach up. Exhale to fold in. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Keep the gaze forward. Exhale, step or float back. Chaturanga. If you jump, make sure your elbows are bent. Shoulders no lower than the elbows. Inhale, roll the shoulder heads back in your up dog. Exhale, stretch all the way back into downward dog. On your inhale, float the right leg back and up. Still nice level hips. Exhale, bring it through next to the right hand. Stay on the ball of your back foot and inhale, straighten the front leg, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold over the straight leg. Inhale to look up. Exhale, rebend the knee over the ankle. Come all the way up into high lunge, Anjaneyasana, Urdhva. Lengthen up nice and tall, and then exhale, take the hands back. You can go right to down dog or move through your vinyasa. So inhale into up dog if you're taking the vinyasa. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale to float the left leg back and up. And exhale, step it all the way through. On your inhale, we'll straighten the left leg, heart forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over the leg, pulling the left hip back. Inhale, look up, bend the knee, come up into high lunge. So we'll do a lot of things today to stretch out the hamstrings, stretch out the hips and hip flexors, preparing us for splits later. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose. And exhale, back to down dog. So feel free to skip any vinyasas. Also, take your knees down into child's pose and rest whenever you need to take a break. This is your practice. It's always, always important to honor your body. Look up, step or jump feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, drop the hips, reach the arms up by the ears. Exhale, and come to stand, Samastitihi. Inhale, we'll take Utkatasana again, bend the knees, reach up. Exhale, fold in, straighten the legs. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana halfway, and exhale, step or jump, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose, always your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to float your right leg back and up. Exhale, bring it through by the right hand. Stay on the ball of the back foot, coming back into high lunge, crescent pose, knee over ankle. This time we'll open into warrior two. So take your back foot flat, walk your front foot to the left a little bit so your front heel lines up with the back arch, and make sure the knee's over the ankle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, come back up, windmill the arms down and step back, either to down dog and stay or float through your vinyasa. On your next inhale, float your left leg back and up. Exhale, looking forward, step it up by the hand, stand the ball of your back foot, rise up into crescent, lengthen the tailbone down. And then we'll take the back foot flat, line up your front heel with your back arch, and open up into warrior two. Make sure your left knee is right over your second toe. Dropping down, drop the front hip down, lift the belly up. Reach out through the arms, drop your back arm, reverse your warrior. Exhale, bend into the left knee, nice side stretch. Inhale to come up, exhale, cartwheel the arms down, and move through your vinyasa or skip it and go right into down dog. Nice long inhale on the up dog. Exhale, come back into downward facing dog. Stretching back and lengthening, or taking a break with the knees down. Look to the hands, bend the knees, step or float feet to hands. Inhale halfway up, exhale folding in. Bend the knees, drop the hips, keep your belly on your thighs and reach your arms by your ears. Drop the hips down and then peel the belly up. Reaching up, weight into the heels, pressed back through the shins, Utkatasana chair pose. Now inhale, clasp your hands behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades and open the chest. Exhale, bring your belly back to your thighs. Once it reaches the thighs, begin to fold in. Try and get your hips right over your heels, head just heavy, and let the shoulders just melt open with the breath, never forcing. Now inhale again, hands to the low back, bend the knees, belly on thighs. Reach your arms up by the ears, sit back. And then we'll clasp the hands again behind the back. This time, put your other pinky on top. Inhale, open the chest, widen the collarbones. Exhale, bring the belly back to the thighs. Once they reach, fold in. Reaching the crown of the head toward the floor. Try and shift your hips even more over the heels. Steady breath, gaze off the tip of your nose. And then rebend the knees, belly on thighs, reach the arms up by the ears, spin the triceps in toward each other. Exhale, fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step or float, Chaturanga. Inhale, open the heart, shoulders back and down. Exhale, stretch back into down dog. On your inhale, float your right leg back and up. Exhale, bring it through right in between the hands, this time right in the middle. Spin the back heel flat, warrior two. Make sure your front heel is in line with your back arch. Your front knee is over the ankle and right in line with the second toe. Your back thigh presses straight back and your back inner thigh spins up toward the ceiling. Dropping down, try and get the front thigh parallel with the floor. Lengthen through all four sides of your waist. Lift your chest, widen your collarbones as you reach out through the arms, and soften the shoulder blades. Drop your left arm, reverse. Nice side stretch. It's not a back bend. Rebend into your front knee. Now keep reversing as you straighten the front leg. Reverse Trikonasana. Nice big stretch to the side. On your inhale, come all the way up, arms to a T. Shift your hips back and lean forward, taking your right hand down to the shin, foot, or floor. Reach up through your left arm. If you have a block handy, you can also put the block behind your front ankle. Draw your front sitting bone under you as you lean your torso over the thigh and lengthen the spine, especially from your right hip through your right armpit. And nice and long. If your neck's okay with it, look up at your hand. Otherwise, look forward or down. Press a little more weight into the base of the big toe of the right foot. Look down at the front foot. Rebend the front knee. Come back into warrior two. Exhale. Windmill the arms down and step back through your vinyasa. Inhale into upward facing dog. Nice long breath in. Exhale, stretch back into down dog. On your next inhale, left leg back and up. Exhale, step it through between the hands. Spin the back heel flat, rise up into warrior two. Bend the knee over the ankle. Make sure you're all lined up, heel to arch, knee over ankle, knee in line with second toe. Drop the front hip down as you lift your frontal hip bones up. Widen the collarbone, soften the shoulder blades so the arms and legs are nice and strong in this pose. That's the stira. In Sanskrit, stira means strength and steadiness. But also find the sukha, the ease and comfort. Shoulder blades soften, jaw softens, breath softens, gaze softens. Find equal amounts of both. On your inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, bend into the left knee. Now, keep reversing as you inhale and straighten the left knee. Bigger stretch. Exhale there. On your next inhale, come all the way up, arms to a T. Shift the hips back, lean forward. Take your left hand down to the shin foot floor or block. Reach up through the right arm and lengthen your torso right over the thigh. As your front hip moves under you, press weight into the base of the big toe of the left foot. Reach up through your left fingertips and lengthen through the arms. Stretch the crown of the head forward, reach the tailbone back, feel the opposition of your body moving in space. Look down at the front foot, bend the front knee, come to warrior two, inhale. On your exhale, windmill the arms down, keep exhaling through chaturanga. Take an inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, stretch into downward facing dog and stretch back. Take a rest if you'd like one. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. Pull the belly in and up, step the feet together, roll to the pinky toe side of the right foot, lift the left arm up. Shoulders are in line just like they were in warrior two and triangle pose. Tailbone lengthens to the heels, stack your hips on top of each other. Exhale, come back through plank pose. Either lift the hips into down dog or lower down chaturanga. Inhale up into up dog or cobra pose and exhale all the way back down dog. On your inhale, we'll come back to plank. Lift the belly, roll to the pinky toe side of the left foot. Reach the right arm up. If it's too much, take your bottom knee down to the floor. If it's a lot on your wrist, take your forearm down. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. Look up towards your top arm unless it bothers the neck. Keep pressing down through the bottom hand and reaching through the top. Release back to plank. Either take a vinyasa or lift the hips into down dog. Stretch back into downward facing dog. Sometimes this feels like a nice resting pose, but if you want more of a rest, take the knees down and take a child's pose. Stretch back, lengthening the spine. Look forward, bend the knees, step or float feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, root down through the feet, reach out, around, and up, lengthen, and exhale, bring your hands to the heart. Step or jump your feet hips width, fold forward, hinge from the hips. Take your big toes, wrap your fingers around. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, folding in for Padangusthasana. Shift your hips right over the heels, especially if you feel all the weight pressing into the heels. Let your head hang down, gaze off the tip of the nose, and just keep breathing. Always nice, steady breath. Observing the breath, observing the practice, never criticizing. Inhale, make a flat back. Exhale, bring your hands to the hips. Inhale, come all the way back to standing. And exhale, back to Samastitihi. Inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips into Utkatasana, reaching up. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step or jump back into chaturanga. Inhale, press through your hands and feet. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to float the right leg up. Exhale, bring it through between the hands, back foot flat, coming back into warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Knee over ankle, make sure you're heel to arch. This time lean forward, take the right forearm to the right thigh, reach your left arm in line with your ear for side angle, Paschimottanasana variation. Spin your left tricep down toward the floor. Pinky finger facing the floor, thumb facing the ceiling. Trying to open your chest, your belly button to face the ceiling. Then looking forward, we're going to lift the back leg right into Ardha Chandrasana. So you can slide the back foot forward a little bit and take the leg up. Either stay with that or bend the back knee. Reach for the pinky toe side of the foot, taking it into Chakrasana variation. So you're stretching out your quadricep, your hip flexor. Press the foot into the hand. Take a little bend in the front knee, release the back leg, float your right fingertips forward. See if you can find a little balance here. And then you'll slowly start to set the back foot down into warrior two. Take an inhale. As you exhale, windmill the arms down. Take your vinyasa. Inhale, left leg back and up. Exhale, step it through. Back foot flat. Warrior 2 on your inhale. Double check heel to arch, knee over ankle. And then we'll lean forward. So lengthen out the spine, take the left forearm to the left thigh, reach your right arm in line with your ear, spinning the right tricep down. So your arm is externally rotated in the shoulder socket. Press your left forearm down and open the chest toward the ceiling, get some length. So we're going to take it right into half moon. Slide your back foot forward, lift it up. Your left hand's about 12 inches in front on the pinky toe side of your foot. Either stay with that or bend the right knee. Reach for the pinky toe side of the foot. If you've got the foot, start to press it back so you open up your thigh and your hip flexor. If you're steady, you can look up toward the ceiling. I was not so steady at this moment. Take a little bend in your left knee as you release the back leg and just float your left fingertips forward. See if you can find a little bit of balance here, stretching in opposite direction. Start to take the back foot flat. Come into warrior 2. Inhale. Exhale. Hands to the mat and step back, either down dog or vinyasa. So making your way back into your down dog, it's a good time for a little break if you want to take the knees down to rest. Also a nice time for gratitude. Take a moment to think of another thing that you are grateful for today. Look to the hands and bend the knees. Step or float feet to hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to folds. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, reaching up. Exhale back to standing Samastitihi. Take a quarter turn to your right. Step your feet out. For Prasarita A. Make sure the outer edges of the feet are parallel, so toes will point in just slightly. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, folding in. Inhale with a nice flat back. Exhale, imagine your forehead was going to come to the floor the very last moment the crown of the head comes down. So you get all that length in the spine. Lift the shoulders up away from the ears. If your elbows bend, your wrists are right below your elbows, making a 90-degree angle. Squeeze the inner thighs toward each other, outer hips. Inhale, flat back again. Exhale, sliding into Samokkonasana, the middle split. If that doesn't work for you, step your feet together, sit down, and then take your legs wide. So Samokkonasana, I like to walk my hands forward a little bit so my hips are right in the middle because I can't get all the way down. And then we'll sit down all the way for Upavista Konasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, walk yourself forward any amount. Doesn't matter how far you get into the stretch, as long as you feel a stretch, that means the toxins are moving out and the blood, fresh blood, is moving in. Inhale, walk yourself up. Hands to the floor, come back up a little bit, step or hop feet together. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to fold in. Inhale, press through the feet, and reaching up. Oh, step the feet out again. Lengthen, inhale. Grab your big toes with your first 2 fingers. Exhale, folding in again for Prasarita D. So again, lift the shoulders up away from the ears. Squeeze the inner thighs toward each other, the outer hips. Lift the belly. And make sure the weight is as equally distributed in the feet as you can. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands to hips. Keep the belly lifted as you inhale, come up with a flat back. And step or float to the front, Samastitihi. On your inhale, bend the knees, come back to chair pose, reach up. Exhale, folding in, hips over the heels. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, back to chaturanga, step or float. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. On your inhale, float the right leg up. And then exhale, step it through next to the right thumb. This time, back foot flat. Inhale, come into warrior 1. So pull the right hip back, send the left hip forward. This time you're lined up front heel with back heel. Inhale to straighten the front leg. Walk your back foot in a little. Exhale, fold over your straight front leg. Inhale, fingertips on the floor. Exhale, folding in. If you can't reach the floor, you can always hold on to your ankle. If you're a little more flexible, walk your hands back so your fingertips face the back of the mat. Draw the right hip back still, send the left hip forward. It's a variation of paschimottanasana or pyramid pose. Again, stretching out the hamstrings. Inhale, flat back. Rebend the front knee, walk your back foot back slightly, bend the knee over the ankle. Now pick up your back heel. Inhale here, exhale. Drop the back knee down. Try and keep your hips low as you inhale and straighten the back leg. Exhale, lightly tap the knee down. Inhale, straighten the leg. One more. Exhale, lightly tap it down, lengthening the hip flexors. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, hands to the mat, Vinyasa. Open the heart every time you inhale. Exhale back into down dog. Left leg up, inhale. Exhale, step it up by the left hand. Back heel flat. Come up into warrior one. Front heel in line with the back heel, or even a little wider. Pull the left hip back, right hip coming forward. And now straighten the front leg, walk your back foot in a little, square up the hips and shoulders toward the wall in front of you. Exhale, fold with a flat back. Inhale, lengthen, send your heart forward. Exhale, folding in, keep the back as long as you can. Take your variation, you can walk the fingertips back, you can hold on to your ankle, whatever works for you to stretch out your hamstrings. Keep pulling the left hip back, sending the right hip forward, imagining you have a block in between your inner thighs that you're squeezing. Inhale, look up, lengthen. And exhale, bend the front knee. Inhale to come up into warrior one. Knee over the ankle, pick up your back heel. On your next exhale, bend the back knee, lightly tap it down. Inhale, straighten the leg, try and keep the hips low. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Once more, exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, the hands to the mat. Step back. Vinyasa or down dog. Inhale back to plank pose, stepping the feet together, side plank Vasisthasana. This time, option to lift the top leg. So I've got the toe, I'm lifting the leg, I'm lifting the hips. If you can't reach your foot, no worries, just lift the leg a little bit. Again, if it's too much, bottom knee down. Coming back, either move through the Vinyasa or right into down dog. And into the other side, come to plank pose. Pull your belly and step the feet together. Roll to the pinky toe side of the left foot. Reach up through the right arm. Stick with this. Lift the top leg a little, or take the big toes with your first two fingers and lift it up. As you're pressing down through the bottom hand, lift your hips. Good. And then releasing. And back to plank pose. Move through your Vinyasa. Inhale, opening the front of the body, roll the shoulder heads back. Exhale, stretching into down dog. Back to your steady breathing. And let's take the knees down for a little break in child's pose. And then take the arms forward again, making your way into down dog. Inhale to float your right leg up. Exhale, bring it through. Stay on the ball of the back foot, come all the way up into high lunge first, then slowly start to bend the back knee, take it all the way to the floor, untuck your toes. Clasp your hands, take them just above your right knee. Tuck the back toes under, inhale, lift the knee up off the floor. Exhale, set it down. Keep your hips as low as you can. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Once more, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Really stretching out the front top of the thigh. Reaching up. And then bend your back knee. Reach for the foot. If you can't reach the foot, don't worry. Just bend the knee. If you can reach the foot, you can hold it back further or you can draw it forward. Sink the hips forward again, opening the hip flexor. Hands to the mat. Inhale, straighten the front leg for half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. You can stay with that or slide all the way out into full splits. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. And don't even worry if you don't get down on the floor. Today was a good day. I was able to do it. But really, if you make it all the way down to the floor, there's no enlightenment there. It's just your sweaty yoga mat. Step back and take your vinyasa. Or I should say it's just my sweaty yoga mat. Yours might not be sweaty. Inhale up, exhale, stretch all the way back. Left leg up, inhale. And exhale, step it through. Taking all the way up into high lunge, and then slowly bending the left knee, setting it down. Just clasp your hands, take them just above your left knee. Inhale, lift the right knee up. Exhale, set it down. Keep your hips as low as you can. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, stretch the leg as much as you can. Exhale, lower. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, take your left forearm to your left thigh, reach back for your right foot with the right hand, and either hold it there, or if you can't reach, no worries. If you've got it and you want to bring it forward, take it forward. Square up the hips and shoulders toward the wall that's in front of you as best you can. Sink the hips forward to stretch out the psoas, the hip flexor. And then coming into Ardha Hanumanasana half split, you can stick with that or slide out any amount. Again, try to keep the hips level, and you do not have to bring your hands up. Again, I was just happened to be pretty open this day. You can take your hands, keep them on the floor, and then we'll release it down, stepping back, move through the vinyasa. Inhale, opening the front of the body, roll the shoulder heads back, and exhale, down dog. So we're going to add this split to our side plank. And just do the best that you can. Something you might need to play with a little bit. Step the feet together. I rolled to the left side. I don't know why. Lift your top leg up. See if you can take the toe. If you've got the toe, look down toward the floor, toward the front of your mat. Slowly as you can, swing it all the way up and come back into the split. And just pausing a moment. Now it gets a little tougher. So you're going to lift up slightly, grab the toe, swing it all the way back into your side plank. Try and lift the hips and release it. Back into plank and move through the vinyasa. And it's just kind of a fun thing to try. Move slowly though, because you don't want to land really hard and stretch out your hamstring too much. Come back to plank, step the feet together, roll to the right side, lift up through the left arm. Taking the toe, or not, you can just hang out in side plank also. Look toward the front of the mat. Slowly as you can, swing it forward. Use your arm strength, use your belly muscles, and set it down into your split. And then from here, you're going to lift up a little bit. So start to slide your back foot forward. So you can tuck your back toes, take the toe, swing the leg out to the side all the way up. Back into your Vasisthasana variation, and then release it. Good. Take your vinyasa or go into down dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're going to jump through and sit. So extend the legs out, sit all the way down. And step or jump to sit, lie back, and we'll take our bridge poses. So bridges and or Urdhva Dhanurasanas. First one I'll do bridge. Make sure your outer edges of the feet are parallel. The toes point in a little toward each other. Lift into bridge. Roll the shoulders under. Spiral the thighs in like you're holding a block between the inner thighs. Lower down to rest. Take the soles of the feet together, the knees apart. Take a hand on your belly, a hand on your heart. Again, breathing here, gratitude. Second one, you can stay with bridge or taking Urdhva Dhanurasana. If you're going all the way up, make sure your elbows stay parallel. I went right up. I would have liked to pause on the crown of the head, but I'll do that on the next one. Spiral your thighs in toward each other. Lengthen the tailbone towards the backs of the knees. Press the chest toward the wall that you're looking at. To come down, chin into the chest and lower. Again, Supta Baddha Konasana. Your hands on your belly, one hand on your heart. Breathing into the beautiful open heart energy you created. One more. Bridge pose again, or full wheel. Hands by your ears. If you're going all the way up, first pause on the crown of the head. I like this way better. Wrists right under elbows. Make sure the elbows are parallel, and then straighten out the arms. Breathe into the chest. Widen the collarbones. Take a couple of breaths. Stretching out, opening the front of the body. And then chin in and lower down. This time, hug your knees into your chest. So it's important to wait until you're done with all your back bends before you hug your knees in. Keep your right knee hugging in here. Extend the left leg out. And then take your right leg off to the left side for a little twist. So it's important not to hug the knees in and then take a back bend, hug the knees in, take a back bend. It's just too much on the spine, back and forth, back and forth. So it's better to wait until you're done back bending and then hug the knees in. And then come back to center, hug your knees in, and keep the left leg hugging in now. Extend the right leg out. And then exhale, take your twist. Looking over the left shoulder. And come back to center, hug your knees in, roll yourself up to seated. And we'll take Gomukhasana legs. So right knee on top of the left knee. Just a little hip stretch. And inhale, sit up nice and tall. You can stay seated up or exhale, fold over the legs. And if that doesn't work for you, take your bottom leg and extend it straight out in front of you. You can take a variation. Just a nice hip stretch. So to switch sides, when we come back up in a moment, you're welcome to just switch legs. I did a little kind of fancy move. Tuck your shirt in if you're going for this one. I like to. Crown of the head down, taking Mukta Hasta, tripod headstand, come all the way up in a headstand, and then switch the knees. So the other knee is in front, and come down slowly. So when I set down, my left knee's on top of the right knee, and I'm all ready for the second side. And sit up nice and tall on your inhale. Stay here or exhale and fold forward. So if you like a headstand, it's just a fun thing to try. Long breaths up and down your spine. Inhale to come up. And then extend the legs for paschimottanasana. Pull the toes back, lengthen the spine, inhale. Exhale, hinge from the hips to come forward. So I was listening to a TED Talk the other day that my yoga teacher recommended by Sean Anker. He said, if I know everything about your external world, I can only predict 10% of your long-term happiness. 90% of your happiness is not predicted by your external worlds, but it is by the way your brain processes the worlds. I just love that. So the attitude of gratitude comes in handy because that is how we will stay happy. Make your way all the way onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest. Just rock a little here. Lengthen the tailbone. And make your way into Shavasana, resting. Release your Ujjayi breathing, just natural breath. Soften the shoulders and jaw, let your feet flop open. And the quote I have for this class I'll read now while you're in Shavasana. It's from the Dhammapada, which is a collection of quotes from the Buddha. As irrigators lead water where they want, archers make their arrows straight. As carpenters carve wood, the wise shape their minds. So our yoga practice trains our body, our breath, and our minds. Take a nice long breath and stretch your arms overhead. And bend your knees, roll off to your right side. Pause a moment again for your gratitude. And make your way up to seated. And just take a comfortable cross-legged position. Take the palms together. Take a moment here honoring and respecting yourself for all the wonderful things that make you who you are. Namaste. Thank you for sharing your wonderful energy, your practice today. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. And inhale. We'll take a couple breaths, widen the collarbones, soften the shoulder blades. Inhale again, arms up, straighten the front leg. Exhale, rebend in, maybe a little deeper this time, maybe not. See how you feel.